Great, thank you. First of all, welcome. Thank you for joining us to announce the results of our Folsom Blues 3 operation. It's the largest operation thus far. I do want to recognize several people that are here today, including Folsom Police Chief Randy Ulibarri, the Assistant Chief from the Sheriff's Department, Matt Warren, Sacramento Police Chief Kathy Lester, Morgan Geyer, who is the District Attorney of Placer County and the commander of the Trident team, along with our partners from the federal government, the DEA office as well. And so with that, I am going to turn it over to Folsom Police Chief Randy Ulibarri to talk about the operation, which is a significant operation that we have done in order to interdict drug activity in the Sacramento and Northern California. So with that, I'll turn it over to the Chief.
Thank you, District Attorney Tin Ho. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for being here. I have prepared some remarks I'd like to share with you. My name is Randy Ulibarri, and I am the Interim Police Chief for the Folsom Police Department. The inspiration for Operation Folsom Blues began in 2024 with our Special Investigations Unit. Our community was shaken by 3 fentanyl poisonings, including the tragic death of a young woman who had just moved here, the death of a preschool teacher, and that of a 15-year-old student. These deaths were devastating to not only those families, but to our entire community. Most importantly, parents deserve to feel safe sending their children to school, and our residents deserve to feel secure in their own city. Under the leadership of Lieutenant David Canepa, and I will point to Dave right here, our Special Investigations Unit created a strategy to address and face this crisis head-on. That plan included assigning detectives to every suspected fentanyl overdose case so we could hold drug dealers accountable, engaging with our community to raise awareness, and proactively targeting those drug dealers, especially those using online platforms to target our youth. Last week, September 15th to the 19th, we conducted our 3rd and largest Folsom Blues operation to date. Each year, this effort has grown, both in participation and in results. The first operation in 2024 involved 11 partner agencies and resulted in 19 arrests. This year, our last operation, more than 30 agency and task force joined us, spanning 8 counties. Together, we made 146 arrests and seized approximately 5 pounds of fentanyl, representing over 1 million deadly doses. Also seized were 15 pounds of methamphetamine, 115 firearms, 8,000 counterfeit fentanyl pills, and over $281,000 in illegal drug proceeds, along with numerous other seizures. These numbers reflect the largest operation in our department's history. This work could not have been possible without the collaboration of our state, local, and federal partners. Agencies from Sacramento, El Dorado, Placer, Colusa, Yolo, Yuba, Amador, and San Joaquin counties joined forces with us. We are grateful for the support of the California Highway Patrol, the California Department of Parole, Homeland Security Investigations, the FBI, the DEA, and ATF, and the United States Postal Inspection Service. More importantly, I wish to thank Sacramento County District Attorney Tin Ho for his relentless and successful prosecution of these dangerous drug dealers who blight upon our communities with their total disregard in spreading death and destruction. Fentanyl and other dangerous drugs continue to devastate communities across our regions. Drugs know no borders, but this operation proves what we can achieve when we work together. This is a regional problem, and it demands a regional solution. On behalf of the City of Folsom, I want to thank and acknowledge the men and women of the Folsom Police Department and our Special Investigations detectives, whose dedication and devotion has made this, the Folsom Police Department, made this possible. The Folsom Police Department remains committed to keeping our community safe from fentanyl and other dangerous drugs. Thank you. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to introduce Sacramento Police Chief Kathy Lester, who'll talk about the police department's role in this fantastic operation.
Thank you, DA Ho. Good afternoon. First of all, just thank you for being here so we could talk about the importance of this operation. Our department is very proud to have been taking part in this year's Folsom Blues operations. Like the chief from Folsom said, that this is the largest to date. We have brought together 27 agencies from 17 counties, creating really an unprecedented level of collaboration to address narcotics and firearms trafficking within this large region. Here in Sacramento, we've worked closely with our Sacramento County District Attorney's Office, the Placer County District Attorney's Office, the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office, and the Folsom Police Department. And I want to especially thank Sheriff Jim Cooper and his team and Chief Randy Ulibarri for their continued leadership and commitment to this work, because we can't do it alone, and we're much more effective as a joint agency operation. So our department's involvement included 2 major investigations. In one case, with the help of our department's Special Investigation Unit, CDCR Special Services Unit, and DA investigators, we served 2 search warrants. Those searches uncovered 5 assault rifles, 4 handguns, and 2 pounds of psilocybin mushrooms. 2 individuals were arrested on felony firearms and narcotics charges. And then in another case, with the assistance of the Placer County Special Investigative Unit, our detectives observed suspected narcotics trafficking near Richards Boulevard in our city. An investigative stop led to the recovery of approximately 471 grams. And to put that into context, that's about 4,000 pills of fentanyl. 2 individuals in that incident were arrested and also booked for narcotic sales. We know there are still several other investigations that are pending from the work of these teams, and we do anticipate more arrests will result from this operation. And these cases really illustrate the dangerous link between narcotics and firearms, and why these collaborative efforts that you see before you today are absolutely critical. And so, although our collective enforcement efforts are making a real difference, we know our work is not done here. Our department will continue to focus on enforcement, on education, and prevention, while building strong partnerships with our community and certainly our law enforcement colleagues from around the region. Together, we will continue to confront the dangers of fentanyl and illegal firearms with every resource that is available to us. Thank you for attending today.
Today's theme is really about achieving justice through partnership. And when we talk about partnership, we're talking about partnership on the county, state, regional, and federal level. And on the regional level, I want to introduce to you a wonderful colleague from Placer County, District Attorney Morgan Guy.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you for being here. I will echo what Chief Lester said, the collaborative and regional effort here. There isn't a police chief, a DA, a sheriff, an agency head that isn't committed to disrupting, dismantling, and eradicating the flow of fentanyl into our communities. We talk about these numbers in terms of pounds and numbers of pills, but what those represent are lives saved. You hear the stories of our young adults dying from fentanyl poisonings, and these seizures represent lives that are directly saved by our efforts. And as Chief Lester also said, when you uncover narcotics trafficking, you uncover illegal firearms, you prevent shootings, you uncover human trafficking, you uncover other organized efforts to commit crimes in our counties and our communities that we are also able to disrupt and dismantle. And while we celebrate the efforts of our agencies today, we won't stop. We are fed up. We're tired of people coming into our communities and selling this poison, and these operations will continue in the shadows, behind the cameras, until we get every last dealer who thinks it's a good idea to come into this region and sell that deadly poison. I want to thank the members of our Tri-County Drug Enforcement Team, the operators on Trident, in particular its leadership, Sheriff Jeff Lykoff from El Dorado County, and Chief of Rockland Police Department Rustin Banks, my counterparts as the leadership of Trident, and their efforts in support of these operations that once again are saving lives in our community. And I want to thank District Attorney Tin Ho for leading the efforts today. Thank you.
Again, the theme is achieving justice through partnership, and that's what we have here. We're talking about 5-day operation, 27 agencies, 17 different counties. This isn't just about progress. This isn't just about hope. It's about lives being saved. Several years ago, we had nearly 400 deaths related to fentanyl poisoning. This year alone, we have seen a reduction during that period of time by nearly 60% in Sacramento County, due in part to the renewed efforts of our major narcotic team at the Sacramento DA's office, led by Leland Washington, due in part by the SAC Force Task Force that we have started in collaboration with the Folsom Police Department, the Sheriff's Department, and HIDA as well. And when we're talking about achieving justice through partnership, it is across the board. And this is the message we're sending to drug dealers, who I call to be the dealers of death that are out on our streets. To those individuals, there is no place for you to hide. There's no place for you to run. We will find you and we will hold you accountable when you peddle in poison and when you deal in death. We are coming for you, and we will hold you accountable. And the men and women of law enforcement up here with me and in the region echo that same message. So thank you so much, and we open up for any questions that you may have for any of us. Come on, we have the media here. We have to have one question, right? Yes. Please identify what agency you're from. Absolutely. So with that, I'm going to ask, and I'm going to call him for a moment here from Folsom PD, who helped deal with the operation, and kind of talk about that a little bit.
Good morning. Lieutenant David Canepa, Folsom Police Department. So this is our third operation that we've put on. They've been incrementally getting larger in scope and scale since we began. But yeah, we have further plans, nothing set in stone right at this moment, but we will absolutely be conducting this operation again in the future with the idea of expanding the scope of it even further.
And this couldn't be possible really without our federal partners, without our partners from the Sheriff's Department, from all the different counties, and our local police as well. I mean, it's really key. This is the third operation, but it's not going to be the last operation. We're going to keep going after the drug dealers. We've seen fentanyl across the state gone up exponentially. We've seen it stall out, but in the Sacramento region, fentanyl deaths have actually gone down. And so because it's gone down really in part because of the efforts by those up here up here at the podium. Any other questions you may have? Yes.
Yeah, this Nellie Anderson, Fox 40 News. I was just curious how the prosecution works here. Obviously, multi-agencies and across the region here, I guess. Are these individuals, the 146 that were arrested, will they be mostly prosecuted here in Sacramento County? I guess, can you explain how that works?
So I'll ask District Attorney Morgan Geyer to come up here to add as well, but what we typically do is if the crime occurred in Sacramento County, the Sacramento DA's office would be prosecuting it. If it occurred in another county, that jurisdiction will prosecute it. For example, there were crimes that occurred, seizures that occurred in Colusa, in Yolo, in Sutter, so those district attorney's office will be handling those specific cases. There are sometimes cross-jurisdictional issues where we partner with our federal partners at the U.S. Attorney's Office, but I'll turn it over to Morgan to add any Geyer to add any further comment. Thank you.
I'll just add, on the operational side, behind the scenes, there are prosecutors from all counties involved doing search warrants and assisting the operators on the task forces in their duties. And as District Attorney Ho said, the collaborative effort in these operations are as existent on the prosecution side as they are on the enforcement side. Sometimes it comes down to jurisdictional county lines. Other times it's an effort to try and maximize sentences, reduce or maximize efficiencies, and collaboration with our federal partners to see which side of the house, is it state or feds, that are going to take the cases. So those dialogues continue to make sure we can maximize our efforts on the prosecution side as much as we can on the enforcement side.
And without giving away some of the operational secret sauce behind this, what I can tell you is I was over at the command center at Folsom PD late last week, and in that room you have officers, detectives, from multiple agencies there. And you have a group that is contacting drug dealers, another group that's doing surveillance, and always on hand during those 5 days. We have prosecutors both from our major narcotic unit led by Leland Washington that are there to assist in terms of reviewing search warrants and giving any legal advice that are needed in regards to making sure that the Fourth Amendment is protected, but also on an operational legal standpoint as well. Any other questions you may have? Yes.
Question. Okay, I'll say it again. Hi, Riley Palmer, Cap Radio. I was just wondering, this question could extend to any of you. I was wondering what you've found to be the most meaningful takeaway in working together in such a large partnership.
You know, I'd ask Chief Lester perhaps and anybody else who might want to answer that question.
Yeah, I'd love to answer that question. Thank you. You know, Sacramento is unique because we are a large city, large urban area, but I always feel like we have such great relationships here. You know, it's a city where a lot of people know each other, and I think that's one of our strengths. So when you're talking about trying to leverage resources and to provide the best possible service to our community, the fact that we can call each other, we can rely on each other, and that we have very much a shared interest, in this case, in providing public safety and doing the very best we can to, you know, provide justice to victims of crime. We're all in lockstep with that. You know, we all pick up the phone, we see each other very, very regularly, and we talk about, you know, ways to move the needle on these very, very difficult issues. And I very much appreciate the Sacramento community and the law enforcement community for having that relationship. Thank you.
So one thing I can add is for the first time, and I think the last 25 years since I've been in this office, we have actually added a prosecutor on one of the federal strike force that deals with drug and addiction. And we are working with the U.S. Attorney's Office, the DEA, in regards to drug and addiction on that level. And I think that just speaks really to partnership across the board from DA's offices, from law enforcement agency. And it's really a reflection when you see here the scope of the agencies involved. Any other questions you may have? All right, without any other questions, we are available if you so wish for one-on-one interviews afterwards. And thank you for being here, and this is about saving lives. Thank you.
No. Thank you. No. This way.